Oh, we're here. We're here. This is not right.
No,
Scoot
other way.
towards me.
I was like, no, other way.
Hi. Hi,
We're
y'all.
here.
Is your stuff on?
Am I on?
No, I mean, make sure it is on.
No.
Aren't we so glad that we checked? Hi, y'all. How y'all
I'm on now.
doing?
Okay. That works.
Welcome. You know what we're doing today.
Yes.
You know what we're doing
I hope
today.
that everybody is excited as I am because I can say that I had never watched the show before.
We're just so close. Go ahead.
You just like love
So
holding my knee.
if I put my hand on your knee, you just have to be okay with
You
that.
just love touching me. I don't understand. I had never watched the show before, and then something happened. I don't know. Like I even saw like some posts that was like, "Why is this show so addictive?" No, I got addicted. Like I literally stopped watching other things that I was watching, and I started like 2 weeks late and binged watched like 12 episodes in like 3 or 4 days. It was ridiculous. And then like every night, I was like, I gotta watch it, and then yeah. So I became a Love Island addict. And if you're here, we're going to talk about Love Island and attachment styles because, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that makes one of us because I didn't turn into an addict. That doesn't mean I don't have my own addictions, but that Love Island was not it.
Which is crazy because, yeah, I don't really like dating shows and stuff like that. I mean, like
I
back in
don't
the
mind a
day, I would watch me some like Flavor of Love and stuff like that.
That's different though. That was different.
But
though.
like
That's
present
barely.
day, I don't do all the dating reality shows. That's not my thing. But this one did have me in a chokehold. So hopefully, if you are tuning in with us, you may have been part of the Love Island Nation. Dun, 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 dun.
So maybe that's a good thing. Tell us, where did you fall in the Love Island trap? Did you start from the beginning of season 7, or did you were you into it and you took a break and you came back? I definitely
or we on people because we're watching it from like season 2, season 3, season 4 because I had never watched it before.
I've seen it, but I ain't never been committed to it. But this episode, I'm just gonna be honest, I did not watch it in its entirety. Ain't nobody got time to be watching 30, 40 episodes. An hour, how 2 hours long? I don't. They're very long.
Yeah.
Maybe who has time? Just let me know who has time. Okay, she had time.
I made time. I made time and I did it.
Time. So I did not watch everything cover to cover. Please know that. So in this review, which we're not really reviewing episodes, we're talking about attachment styles, but we're talking about episode 8. If you saw episode 8, what was episode 8?
If you guys did not see episode 8, episode 8 was like I think it might was it the crash out episode or was the episode before the crash out? It was around the time.
No, it was the crash out episode.
Okay, I can't remember if it was like
I had to watch the next
before
episode because I wanted to see how it ended.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, it was the Jeremiah and Hurricane Huda.
Yes.
When we first deemed her Hurricane Huda.
Yes, that was the crash out, and then we talk about episode 26, which is the feedback episode, the mail episode, basically, right?
Yes.
When they get
standing on business.
Yeah, we gonna call it
the standing on business episode.
Yeah. So we're just gonna talk about attachment styles within that because there's a lot. And listen, if I had time to dissect the whole thing cover to cover, we'd have a lot more to say. There's a lot there.
But we do want to lead with the disclaimer that we are talking about the show. We're talking about episodes within the show. We don't know these folks. And I think I
don't know Huda. You know Huda?
No.
I don't know mine. You know mine?
No.
Okay.
And I think that I saw Shelly was that listen, we got like a 20-minute part of the entire 24-hour day. We don't know all the ins and outs. We can give commentary. We're going to give commentary on attachment styles based on these particular situations that happened and how it showed up to us. Does that mean that this person is particularly this? Or that we're actually diagnosing them? I'm not diagnosing a person that I have never met before. I'm just telling you about their attachment style that I've seen based on their behavior in these episodes.
And we're not even talking about their attachment styles. We're just talking about traits of attachment.
Yes.
Too, right? We don't. And again, attachment is such a slippery and personal thing. It's not a thing that you can even look at somebody and say, this is their attachment style. You have to get to know somebody and their motivations and what's underneath to even figure that out about people.
Yeah.
Which means even in a therapeutic relationship, it can be challenging to know somebody's attachment style.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, an attachment style is not a diagnosis. I don't know if y'all know that.
No,
but there is no anxious attachment diagnosis. There is no disorganized attachment diagnosis. It's not a thing.
Yeah. It's just a part of you. So first, brief overview for anybody who does not even know what an attachment style is.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, you're asking me. Okay. I was like, yes, tell us. Oh
Go ahead, Jasmine.
So let me see how I can shorten it because it's a whole theory. People study attachment for their entire lives. It can be very complicated, but it's essentially like it starts when you are a baby, even in the womb, right? That you get your needs met by your caregiver, whoever
Mm-hmm.
that is, mother, father, grandfather, auntie, uncle, whatever, who doesn't matter. But are you able to get your needs met?
Yes.
People who are not able to get their needs met or that's inconsistent, they can
Yes.
be disorganized attachment, right? People who also have a caregiver who is really inconsistent is the same. They can be anxiously attached, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one am I missing? People who dismissive,
Mm-hmm.
and so people who also have an inconsistent or completely unavailable caregiver, emotionally, mentally, right? Even physically. They can be
Avoidant.
avoidant. There
Yeah.
we go. I'm trying to get the right word
Avoidant
because
attached.
there's so many names you'll notice as well. They're not all called the same thing. And then people who have gotten their needs met most of the time
Mm-hmm.
on a regular basis
And in
as a
positive
baby.
ways.
Yes, in positive ways, they're securely attached, right?
Yes.
I do not believe it's that black and white, but that is a quick overview of the
Mm-hmm.
different attachment styles and how that happens.
So like Jasmine was saying, there are a lot of things that can go into that. We don't mean just in the sense of like food. I mean, like that can be a factor. I cry, you feed me. I feel attached to you because, like, yes, you
But
meet
why?
my
I was
needs.
gonna be like, I cried, we cried, we
We got it
crowed.
together. But no, like we could also look at the idea of once again going deeper into, not saying that I am diagnosing her, but if you did follow the journey, we see these two young ladies. We were talking about Huda and Amaya. We see these two young ladies do interviews post being in the villa, and they talk about, like, their childhood. And Huda goes into like very very deep detail about her childhood and about, like, abuse and like growing up in like a domestic violence house, and how that can also lead to different attachment things as well, because that's
Mhm.
like, that makes it really hard for someone to be able to meet your needs sometimes if they're struggling with their own issues. If my mother and father are fighting, they may not be able to meet my needs in those moments,
Mhm.
because or like their ability to meet my needs is inconsistent. Sometimes
Yes.
they do, sometimes they don't. That can also lead to anxious attachment, because I don't really know when my needs are going to be met. Some days it is, some days it's not.
Right.
I have to gauge your feelings to
Mhm.
know how I should be feeling.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in a good mood? So therefore, I should know I'm going to be in a good mood.
Mhm.
Oh, mom says that she's in a good mood, but she's giving me that face like she's not in a good mood. So I'm
Right.
not really quite sure how to act. Those like different things can lead to different attachment reactions,
Mhm. Mhm.
and therefore that would lead to potential anxious attachment or even disorganized attachment. It like depending on how you react.
Yeah.
The person can react by going quiet, by like making jokes, trying to fight it, like, or I could become erratic. I can fight you. I can like do all these things because I don't really know how to regulate my emotions in this
Mhm.
moment. So therefore I react in different ways.
Yeah. Which what
Hopefully
we
that makes sense.
didn't say is that attachment is connected to everything, right? If we have a healthy attachment, a secure attachment, or it really doesn't matter what kind of attachment we have, it determines how well we are able to regulate our emotions,
Yes.
right? And so if you're securely attached, which again, it's not always black and white, it is usually easier for you to regulate your emotion.
That also identifies sometimes how we respond to things, because when things happen, like
Based
she
on
says,
our
regular
attachment.
attachments, like how we respond to things that happens is how we receive them. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So like to put it in like to real context of what's happening in episode 8, we see Jeremiah and Huda have attached really, really quickly. And they,
Maybe
yes,
one side is attached more quickly than
I
the
don't
other.
know, but they have attached, and it looks like they look attached. They're in this relationship isk situation,
It's,
and we start seeing
I love.
what looks like a bit of anxious behavior, because there's a constant need for reassurance. And there's also a constant need for hearing things that I want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
We see it in the episodes where she's talking to
Yeah.
him and she says things like, "So you're saying that you really like me?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "So like for like now." Until someone else comes in here.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
it's like this idea that like,
confusion.
yes,
Yes.
I'm hearing it from a space of fear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing it from like this anxious space, and I am adapting in a way that I'm just like, okay, so you like me until when?
Yeah.
When are you gonna leave me?
Yeah.
Like, when's this gonna happen?
Yeah. So to even break it down further, right? I'm not in Huda's brain. I can't tell you what happened or what didn't happen. But what it seems like somebody who would react that way would probably have the thought of, everybody's going to leave me anyway. Everybody's going to do me wrong. So what they're hearing, especially when she's triggered, at this point, Huda is triggered. All right, let me break it down. So what had happened was she goes to this man. She's like, "What's up? What's going on?" And he was like, "I'm good. Come sit by me." He didn't do the thing that he usually does in her mind, which is touch her, hold her, whatever. Mm-hmm. And because he does that, he's like, "I'm straight. I'm good."
Red flag.
Escalates. She goes up and she's like, something's wrong, something's a problem. She tries to go to him again. He doesn't really reject her, but he's just like, sit down, chill. She goes to the other side and she starts to get upset. Mm-hmm. Because of that, you can tell it's going up. She's getting more upset. They pull away. They have a chat. I think I have a chat, whatever. And so when that happens, she's having this conversation, but you can tell she's not even listening anymore. Yeah. Like her brain is going, which again, if you have anxious attachment, that is pretty normal. Your brain is going, channeling you all of these narratives. Oh, he's about to leave. I'm about to get kicked out of the house. Like, I don't know if that's what she's saying, but that would make sense, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so at that point, he's trying to reassure her when she's asking, and she's going, so you only like me today. What about tomorrow? Mm-hmm. It's not going to work. She's not even listening to what he's saying at that point.
And then you see her even go up an extra notch of like what I call like the fix it. Like, have you guys ever been in this place where you become so overwhelmed that something's happening and all you want to do is make it stop? So I want to fix it. Mm-hmm. And her like fix it is, let's go get in the shower. Mm-hmm. We're going to fix it with sex.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. But like that is like the idea of like, let's just like it's I'm getting overwhelmed, I'm getting scared, this is like bothering me, let's fix it.
There's
and
nothing
let's go.
else in my toolbox. Yes. So what I can do is we can go knock it out real quick, and then the problem is going to be over. I mean, seriously, it doesn't have to be logical at that point. You're not responding in logic.
Though, is that not logical? That there's probably been times in her past, maybe. I mean, like I said, I don't know her, but there may have been times in her past where that worked.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we as people can relate to that, right? Yeah. Like, it feels like, well, you just do something, and then at that point, it'll be fine.
But not even just with that. I like not even just with that. Like, have you ever had an argument with somebody and they're just like, "You want to go eat?" And I know me, I get distracted, and I'm like, "Yeah, I am hungry." Now I forgot what I'm arguing about, and it worked.
Mm-hmm. But that's true. But if I'm really mad at you, I don't want to go eat.
Like, understood.
If I'm really
understood. But there are like certain times when people will do stuff or say stuff, mm-hmm. and it's definitely a little bit manipulative. But like they will do and say stuff
it's
to
a
like
diversion. To be like, let's not fight about this. Let's do something different. And at that point,
I'm overwhelmed. I want to feel happy. 1 + 1 = 2. Like, yes. Stop it.
But if you have one partner going up the ladder and the other one is like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Usually that other partner is like trying to pull away because like, this is too much. You're feeling too much. I don't want to be feeling this much. And that makes the other partner, especially if they have anxious attachment, want to be even closer. Like, no, I need to be closer to you.
100%.
No, you need to be closer to me because like, I cannot live without you, right? One thing about anxious attachment is that they tend to attach to other people to help regulate them.
Yes,
which 100%. Is a struggle because but this it's hard to do in conflict.
I said that I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it flowed back and forth for me from anxious to potentially disorganized because you've seen, and like as the episode went on, it grew and grew and grew of her not getting that reassurance, of her not feeling regulated. And then she blew up. Mm-hmm. It was like I can't calm down. You're not giving me what I want. I can't get the reassurance that I want. I'm pulling all of my tricks and all of my tools out of my bag. It's not working. And now what? Mm-hmm. I'm going off. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The volcano has blown.
But I know we have some therapist-y folks in here somewhere. So please let us know what you think. But okay, we don't know anything about Huda. We're not even really talking about Huda. We're just talking about somebody with these behaviors. So if you're new to the party,
people like this,
this is what we're talking about. It happens. So you are standing on this disorganized attachment. My hypothesis, which it could not be proven correct or incorrect, could also be that could be a protest behavior. That could be, well, you didn't give me the thing that I wanted, so now I'm going to blow up and kind of punish you for not being able to show up and regulate me, which is a part of anxious attachment. Protest behavior.
100%. And I mean,
so I don't know.
That actually makes sense because it's like when you mention that, I mean, I know we're talking about episode 8, but like if you fast forward several episodes when she's dating Chris, she is literally in the bed protesting, like, you're going to talk to me. You're going to talk to me. And he's ignoring her. And she's like, I'm going to count to 3. And in the morning, you got to deal with me and my attitude because you are not talking to me. It's like this whole, like, I'm going to protest until I get what I want. Yeah. And she still didn't get it. And she was pissed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I just remember that he was like, I'm just trying to be fresh in the morning. Like, I don't want to be tired in the morning.
I remember the countdown. She was like, I'm going to count to 3. And if you don't get up, you got to deal with me in the morning. Oh, okay. You're fine to deal with me in the morning like this? Like, it was a full-blown, like.
It's a lot. It's a whole lot. So, I don't know. Then listen, this is a safe space. If you feel like you got anxious attachment, that's fine. That's fine. But still, the jury's out on some things for me. So, some part of it is like, if you have anxious attachment, there's a lot of times when your partner may perceive you as dramatic. Mm-hmm. A lot of people call her dramatic. They might perceive you as demanding, like even like bossy. Mm-hmm. I think he said a few times, like, she treats me like a kid. She treats me like this, which I don't think she was trying to do on purpose. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes anxious attachment can look like that, which we're saying anxious attachment. We also need to say trauma.
And I think that for me, I think that like the part of like my trauma, my anxious attachment that recognized, I think like this mirror for me was the fact that she shared something with 2 things that were really, really vulnerable for her.
Yeah, so many things.
Some things that were like really, really vulnerable for her. For one,
she's a mamacita.
Yeah.
She's a mommy.
Mamacita. That she shared the fact that she was a mom. And even though I think that like, I mean, there were so many debates about how she did it and how it came across and all those things. But for her personally, that was something that was really, really sensitive to her, that was really, really vulnerable to her. You saw in and out of the villa, whenever she mentions her child, she cries. Like that's like a really, really sensitive topic for her. So for her to share something so vulnerable with him that she was scared to share with him, and then they also did the do, like that she also shared something else vulnerable with him. Like there's a fear in that, and I get that. I understand that fear of every time that you give something vulnerable, that it's like, ooh, what are they gonna do with that? Mm-hmm. Like even if it's a talk, it's like, okay, I opened up, and what are you gonna do with this? Mm-hmm. Are you gonna keep it? Are you gonna protect it? Are you gonna stomp on it?
Yeah, and I think if we're talking about anxious attachment, it's almost the thing. Like you were saying that and you were leaning out. I feel like for an anxiously attached person, they'll say that and they'll be like, well, now you're mine and you're never leaving. Yes. Because I told you this vulnerable thing and we go together forever at this point. Yes. Right. And that is how she was reacting. Like, oh, no, this is us forever. So yes. Like there cannot be any division. Mm-hmm. And that's hard. That's hard.
And then when there was division, it was let me hurry up and fix it. Mm-hmm. Let me pull all the tools out of my toolbox and fix this.
Sew it back up, whatever I got to do, whatever you want from the bag, you run to the bin. What are you trying to do? Because we going to do it and we going to fix it. I know. All right. I can't. But seriously, like it feels, and I think a lot of people, shut up. I think a lot of people like we're like, Huda, you seem desperate. And I don't.
But there was a
with that because you can tell that's attachment. Though.
Yes, but so there was a level of desperation, maybe not in like the negative way that people were looking at it, but in the sense of her of like this feels like serious. Mm-hmm. This feels like life or death. And then and also in some other ways, like she had said too, and she had admitted too, she had put all her eggs in one basket. She did not talk to any other guy in the villa. So at this point, if this falls apart, not only does my relationship fall apart, I'm going home. Mm-hmm. So there's also that factor too.
Yeah. Like that's a good point that we also can't discount. Like these are people's livelihoods, right? Yeah. Because like whether we there for love or whatever, you can say whatever you want to say. Also, we know there's money involved. Also, we know if you're going to be on the show, there's something's going to come out of it, right?
Yeah.
So I need to also be attached to you for life and death purposes. She got a whole child.
Yeah, and she said that too. And I think she said it in her interview. She was like, "Listen, I literally risked being away from my child." For a long period of time, and I'm gonna come out of here with like what, like I need it to be like worth it. Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm looking for what I'm looking for. So in that moment too, I can see like that adding to a tab. But girl, you just left your child. Mm-hmm. You done flew across the country, and you're gonna leave here with nothing. Right. Like that. So being if you are a fear or a thought too,
anxious attachment, and then you got trauma, and then we got to make the livelihood. This was supposed to be we doing something or we not doing something. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Even if it's internal, even if nobody put that on her, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, 100%. And then on the other end, we're talking about Amaya Papaya. Amaya Papaya.
Is anybody team Amaya? I mean, she did win, so she was well loved.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When she first came into the villa, I was like, she's a bit much. But I grew to love her as time went on. Because yeah, when she first popped in, I was just like, I don't know about this one. But then
she just got personality. She's just bubbly.
It was a bit much for me at first too. So I'm not gonna lie and say that I wasn't. But then yes, I 100% like grew to actually appreciate it, love it, and thought it was hilarious. But she, like we said, we will not say that she is securely attached. I don't know that. Also, you can be secure and anxious attached, like based on relationship and based on situation. Mm-hmm. So, like, yes, you can be securely attached with one of your friends, and not securely attached when it comes to your parents, or like securely attached with like your boss, but not with your husband. Like, I don't know. It could be like a whole like it could be like from person to person, relationship to relationship.
There's a lot we don't know about attachment. Let me just put that there. If you're a true attachment theorist, you may disagree with some of that. I believe there's a lot more to know that we don't know. So yeah. Let's take that. However we need to take that.
But so then we're gonna jump forward to Amaya. We see her come in the house. She is definitely I mean, she even said to herself too, as a bombshell, you come in under a certain amount of pressure. Because you come
Was she a bombshell?
Yeah, she was a bombshell. You come in as a bombshell. You're supposed to be the person who comes in to stir up drama to like, I'm gonna take your man, salt and pepper type person. You come in, you have to like, you have like this like full like dramatic scene. Like you look like, coming in and walking slow and like, I'm coming in to take everybody's man. It's me, meet me, da 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 da. So this is how she walks in, like pressure, like all these things. And then we see her get her first person who she couples up with. Immediately after they couple up the same night, he's like, you're a little too much for me. Well, first off,
who?
Yes. Yeah. Well, first off, he tells her, I'm going to explore you, but I'm also going to explore other people. And she was like, that sounds weird. Like, let me enjoy my night for a minute. And he was like, okay. And then like, the next day she calls him babe. And he's like, I don't like that. And you see her try to.
Now, let me tell you whose attachment style we do need to talk about is Ace, but we're not prepared to do that today because he's interesting to me.
But she tries to adapt. You see her first. She was like, okay, which to me is a characteristic of secure attachment. That is being able to see someone else for who they are and like, all right, let me like try to like figure this out. Mm-hmm. She first gets a little frustrated and she goes to him and she's like, all right, what do you feel comfortable with? Like, how can we?
You see them questions? That's a good question.
She was like, hey, how can we coexist? What do you like? What do you not like? You can tell it made her
give me more information so I can make a decision about this.
So you could tell it made her a little uncomfortable, but she was like, okay, I can understand this and I'm going to try. Mm-hmm. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
So
it just wasn't going to be a match.
Yeah.
But that they needed more information.
She goes to someone else.
You don't want your leg to touch my leg anymore?
Sorry. She goes to someone else who I feel like, my own personal opinion, I feel like that was wrong anyways, because initially he was like, I love the attention. I love all the Austin. He was like, I love all the attention that she's giving me. And then like 2 days in, he's like, she won't stop calling me babe. It's too much for me. Okay. He did not tell her to her face. He was telling everybody else in the house, but he didn't tell her. Then some guy
but then he put it in the mail though.
Yeah. Yes. Then there's like some guy bombshells came in the house and she meets another guy bombshell who they start talking. He's all in her face. He's once again, I love talking to you. He's asking her for kisses and all these things. And then he goes back and tells someone else, she's a little too clingy. I don't like it. Doesn't tell her, but says it. And then they go into this challenge, which was really, really messy. Love Island has some seriously messy challenges. They go into this challenge called Stand on Business, where everybody is to put letters of what things that they want to tell other islanders in the house that they can either sign their names to or not sign their names to. Mm-hmm. She has a stack of letters, and they're telling her that she's too clingy from guys in the house. And then all three of these men in this moment are like, yeah, you were too clingy. You were calling us babe. You were doing too much. And I think that this is one of the things about secure attachment. Secure attachment does not mean that your feelings don't get hurt.
Woo! Can you say that again? Say it with intent. Say it slower because
secure attachment does not mean that your feelings don't get hurt.
yes, I think people would be surprised that we are talking about Amaya as an example of secure attachment because they're like, she just cried the whole time. But again, that's not an indicator of anything,
What I
right? You can be
loved about
emotional.
her is that, yes, her feelings were hurt. Because, I mean, come on now. You're standing in this moment. Not to mention, Love Island is a whole different type of space. These people don't have
This ain't real
phones.
life.
Yeah, but like they don't have phones. They don't have clocks. They don't have like access to anything of the outside. So you are trapped in this space. You also can't leave this section of the villa. So I can't go anywhere. So I am stuck standing here in front of these people as they are berate me
For
and tell me
6 hours,
yes,
no less.
according to some of the islanders, that this challenge literally lasted for like 6 hours.
Hours upon hours.
So
all the cameras on you, everybody's looking at you, and you're reading feedback about who you are
and
as a
I
person.
know that I'm being recorded, so this is going to be
This
like
is national.
yeah,
national television.
this is going to be on TV. So like I am standing there, I am overwhelmed. People are telling me that something is wrong with me. Would that hurt my feelings? 100%, that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and I'm throwing a shoe at everybody. I'm gonna slap one person at one side of the couch, and it's gonna hit everybody else on the other end. That's how I feel.
So yes, so she walks away. She said, "Excuse me." She tried to hold it in, and then she goes and she cries. But literally, what I loved,
and they were big tears. Okay,
100%.
So what?
Because she said it. She said, I mean, like, and like that's for anybody. If you feel secure within yourself, of like this is me, and then a group of people say, no, something's wrong with that. Like you may have a moment of like, wait, like, am I okay?
Yeah.
Like,
hold on, why am I getting all this feedback?
Like, am I the problem? But then she like almost like quickly was able to be like, no. If I'm not your cup of tea, don't drink it. If I'm not the book that you should be reading, she had a full list of.
No, she said, "I'm not the tea to be drinking." Is what she said.
She had a full list of things of like, yeah, that hurt my feelings, but like maybe I'm not for you, and that's okay. And we also love that we had somebody else who did stand up for her and was like, no, I love the way that she is. That's also part of our culture. All these things. Shout out to Brian in that moment.
But also, I can't remember who came to comfort her. One was Huda, and another was
Sierra
came, and she was just like, "Girl, they don't even know you. We know you. You don't change who you are for anyone." And someone who is able to ground themselves and be securely attached can latch on to that, right? Yeah. People who struggle, like who have trauma that prevents them from hearing things, maybe anxiously or disorganized attached. Even when somebody tells you something positive about yourself, you have a hard time holding on to that. Yeah. She was able to hold on to that and be like, oh, I already know that to be true. So you're just confirming that for me. Yeah. Versus if that was said to Huda, she might be like, I don't know, everybody else says something different, right? Yeah. And it's hard to hold on to that. So there's a difference there in your attachment and how you hold on to things. Yeah. Right? Especially if you already think of yourself negatively, all the negative things that people say stick on you. Right? It all feels true. Versus the opposite. She was just like, these folks is weird because everybody else loves me, so I don't understand. And that's how she metabolizes it. It's just different.
Yes, 100%. And I mean, we continue to see that with her, whether it was her sitting in the room by herself, singing and making up her songs about like hyping herself up. She was her own best friend. Like all of these things that she would do. Like, and I think like
Go
that.
Sing the song. Go ahead.
I never said that I was perfect. I never said I didn't have any flaws, but at least I'm pretty and I'm a little funny and I'm my own best friend. I think it's those moments of like being able to hype your own self up and hold on to it that like it's me and how I feel about myself. And you can also tell that she clearly had to have a really, really secure attachment with her family from some of the stuff that she has been very vocal about saying and not caring. Like knowing that I could say this in front of my mama, and she gonna be like, "Yep, that's my girl. that's my child."
But still, that's not to say she doesn't have her own trauma.
100%.
She would say that. She would say, "I've been through so much in my life. There's so much going on." Like I don't know if she even divulged it ever, but she had her own trauma. But again, if you have good attachment, which again we don't get to choose, it is a thing that happens to us. It is so much easier to go through traumatic things.
Yes, because you process trauma differently when you have positive and secure attachment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, oh man.
So yeah, so some of those signs of, like we said, that were potentially signs that we saw that looked like secure attachment, like I said, we can't say, was like the fact that she was able to accept criticism well, the fact that she was able to try to reconnect or connect after these things and
Mm-hmm.
look for resolutions.
Yeah, she could eventually self-soothe, right? Like
Yes,
even if she had help from other people, eventually she was just like, "Oh, I'm okay. Let's talk about it again." Even with her fight with was it that she fought with, or was it
Shelley.
with Shelly? Even that when they were going back and forth, eventually she was just like, "Come on, let's just be friends," right? She could regulate, and that was something that Huda had a harder time with doing genuinely, and
a
I'm gonna
hundred
put
percent.
that out there.
That part. But I
Hmm.
think that like we even saw that too with like Amaya and Ace. I think that for one, she respected him a whole lot more because the things that he said to her that
Did
night.
she?
Yeah, because the things that he said to her.
Eventually, before that, he was still being.
Well, the things that he said to her that night, he said to her in her face. Austin and Zach had never said these things to her
Hmm.
face. So the fact
You could tell that was
that
hard
you
for him.
waited to get in front of all these people and then call me out versus someone else
I
who
agree.
had already like told me like, hey, I'm not sure that me and you are compatible for these reasons,
Hmm.
versus being like, I'm gonna tell everybody else that she got on my nerves, but in her face, I'm like, yeah, we cool.
I so agree.
Which is why I think that it was easier for her to like
To accept
reconcile,
that, yeah.
and she apologized to Ace for the way
It's
that
not
she
a
talked to him. It
betrayal
was
at
more of
that
like
point.
a
Hmm.
like yeah, I mean you can be friends, but we're not compatible. But the
Hmm.
other ones, y'all embarrassed me and betrayed me.
Exactly. We can resolve it. Which can can you do you have any hypothesis about Ace's style of attachment? I just saw some things in him and I was like,
I actually think that Ace would probably be anxious as well. You could tell just from his behavior, and I think that it may be anxious, but also like that there was like definitely some past hurts. A lot of the things that he said, a lot of the ways that he moved so slow, and that he was so slow to engage with people. It sounded like, or it looked like someone who had been hurt before. So I'm really,
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
reserved. I'm really gonna keep you at an arm's length. I'm not cuddling you. I'm not touching you. Which I don't know if you even saw this. Jeremiah did not understand that. He was like, "So you won't cuddle her?" And he was like, "Absolutely not." And he was like, "Huh?" Like,
Hmm.
because he was like, I'm holding everybody."
But some people are like that, right? Some
Yes,
people are like, "Oh, that's
yes.
too intimate. I gotta
Yes,
have
a
these
hundred
walls up."
percent. So for him, he was like, I'm not gonna give you a chance to hurt me
Hmm.
until I let you like
Until I see what I
fully
need to
in.
see, yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Which
that like
is healthy though. There's not anything wrong with that. There's a level of definitely. I remember what happened, and I'm operating from that too.
yes,
Which
which I that's why I said I appreciated him having the conversation with Amaya. I just think that for her it caught her off guard as to how it came and how immediate it came.
hmm
But I think that for him, he was like, we're fixing to get in the bed together. We have to sleep in the bed together. In real life, this wouldn't be happening. But in the villa life, this is fixing to happen like right now. So before this happens, I want to like let you know, don't touch your foot to my to my foot.
don't you put your foot on this side of the bed because this is my side of the bed, and I don't know you like that. But again, that is normal. Is that not normal?
Yes,
You don't know
in
people.
real life, this would not be happening. But in villa life, they're like forcing you
Yes.
to meet somebody, couple up with them, and that night get
Right.
in the bed and cuddle them. And he was like, "Listen, fam, you stay over
Baby,
there.
I don't even know if
I'm
you
staying
brushed
over
your
there."
teeth. What are you talking about? Like it's too much for people. And
Yes,
I can tell that for sure. Which also, let me also say a willingness to do things, I'm not gonna say out of order, but in a different order is also signs that we might have some attachment things going on too. Because some people go in there and they're like, absolutely, I just met you today. Let's get married, right? It's like this all of a sudden,
that could also be
even that
an
is
attachment
like,
issue.
okay, we got attachment stuff because we didn't take the time to do that. Because we
I
talked about
mean,
the love bombing.
yes, but that to me almost sounds like if you look at this, it's like attachment and like kids. Have you guys ever seen a little kid who will literally do this to everybody? Like everybody, it's your mama, it's
Hmm.
a random lady at Walmart, and they're just like
Hmm.
to everybody. And I don't even care who suits me, my mama, the lady in Sam's, whoever. This
Hmm.
that child has like
Or
a
it's just
different.
going with somebody. And which again,
Yes,
little kids be doing stuff. But like be just over here somewhere, be like, hey, I'm going home with so and so. Y'all have a good day. No, Sally, you belong to us. You need to come over here. You need to stay with us. Yes, that is a sign of some attachment stuff. It can be a sign, right? It's
hmm
not black and white, whatever. Don't go home trying to diagnose your little cousins and baby sisters and stuff.
I knew something was wrong with him.
Mm. No, it can be a sign. And so I feel like that is a good indicator. This is why dating brings out our stuff when it comes to
Yeah.
attachment, because the speed of which things happen can be a great indication of some attachment. So we talked about love bombing. I think they tried to say that with Jeremiah. Is that who they said was a
Yes.
love bomber?
They said that Jeremiah loved bombed.
Which is fine, whatever. I don't know. I can't verify or deny that. But it's to say, when people, the issue with love bombing is that relationships take time to grow and blossom, right?
But I think that,
and they should take time. And if you come off from the rip from a person you just met and you said, I love you, I'm going to buy you a dozen flowers every day, I'm going to give you the keys to my home, and you don't know me yet,
but not
right?
even that. What
we're
they
not
were
there
saying,
yet.
what they were saying in this particular context, because what he was saying,
I'm just talking about love bombing in general.
Well, he was saying that he did not love bomb because he didn't buy anybody gifts. So that's what he said. He
okay,
said,
but you don't have an option. We're on an island.
He said, no, I did not love bomb because I did not buy anybody gifts. And she made a good point. She was like, no, that's not it. Like the love bombing was like,
but that just means you don't know what that word means.
Yeah, immediately being like, let's have a handshake. Immediately be like, I love you. Exactly. Immediately be like, oh my gosh, like you are so beautiful. Like immediately. That was the context of what the love bombing was.
Yeah. Okay. So what he's saying is I usually do love bombing, but I didn't have my resources this time, so it doesn't count. But that is not the case. Love bombing is we're going at 100 miles per hour from the very beginning, and it's also always short lived, right? Somebody cannot love bomb you forever. They do it very quickly at the beginning, and then they're like, I'm tired. All right, you're gonna be here. What you trying to do?
Which I think is like what they were saying, because I mean, she even said it. She said that every single thing that he did with her on day one, he did with Andrina as soon as she came in. Like, as soon as she walked in, like every time he saw her, he was like like doing like cute little cutesy stuff whenever I see you, like the exact same things over and over again. And for some people that is like no love bombing behavior, which can also generally affect somebody's attachment as well.
And it also says stuff about their attachment, right? For love bombing from the very beginning. It's the whole thing, y'all. Whoo, what y'all think? Y'all ain't talking back to us. Y'all must have to go, or like, if you're on your lunch break or something. But I need you to come back, talk back to us, be in the chats or something. Because listen, I need to know opinions. I need to know.
I did, because y'all, like I said, I had never watched the show before. I watched this.
Questions that need answers.
I did not. I wanted to. I really wanted to like send like. I really want the studio to like release the whole 6 hours of the Stand On Business episode, because I want to know what happened. I knew when I watched it that a lot had to have been cut out. I knew when I watched it, but then when I saw everybody saying how long it was, I was like, oh, y'all cut a lot out of this episode.
I didn't want to watch it because they looked exhausted by the end. They was all like,
everybody looked exhausted.
I don't care about what you have to say. Like, it's just like, I was just like, I don't care who wrote it. No, it's anonymous. Okay, next. I don't care. Yes. You didn't want to put your name on it. I don't care about it, because they looked so tired.
100%. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing that for 6 hours. So
no.
But
okay. So if this sticks out to you, if you feel like, I've learned more about attachment from this, or I think I can spot somebody who might have some attachment stuff when I see them, let us know, because attachment is out here everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's very vital and relevant. And also, let's use these therapeutic words on purpose. On purpose, because I heard a lot of stuff happening in there of gaslighting me and all this other stuff, and I was like, guys, trauma bonding, it's the whole thing. So let's use these words on purpose. But as usual, and as usual. Stay mentally dope. Take care of yourselves.
Yes, check in, guys. See you again soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
My girl.